Hello. So it's been a while. I haven't made any sort of YouTube video in like actual months. So I wanted to give my YouTube channel an update, and if anyone wants to watch this video, what I'll be doing is telling them what I am doing in my life. Now, I haven't had any sort of employment in the last it's been over a year now. And so I've had to find other ways of filling my time, and YouTube, as rewarding as it is, I really just don't think that it's the media format that I need to be partaking in as my main endeavor. What I have been doing is doing a lot of pen and paper writing, like grabbing a notebook, putting a pen down and writing words. That's been very, very fulfilling to me in ways that I can't even express. And if I gotta give some sort of advice on that, I would suggest that everyone finds something creative for them. I got pretty fed up with software. I've never really been much of a software kind of guy. You know, like, I was born in 99, so my parents really just assumed that I got this stuff because I spent a lot of time playing video games, and that I would be like a software developer or a computer guy when I grew up. They said I was really good at troubleshooting, but I feel like that's the extent of that one is troubleshooting. But with like video editing software, it just got tiresome. It takes a long time for me to figure out where to get decent software to use. None of them are really decent, and if they are decent, well, then it's a subscription model, and I really have no interest in paying $60 a month for a video editing software. Like, that just doesn't fit on my balance sheet anywhere. As much as I would like to be able to make a one-time purchase of a video editing software, they kind of got that cat in the bag. They figured that one out, that if you sell it, then you can't charge them the $60 a month or whatever. So as much as I do like making the fanciful edits that I was making for a little bit, it just got to the point where even if I wanted to lay something over some video game background and talk, it was too much. I've got this camera, it's a nice camera, and that does it for me. But the pen and paper writing, that's been really, really good. I've written thousands upon thousands of words, and it really feels good to write. And honestly, it feels almost even better to transcribe it onto a word processor on a computer. So then it looks all nice. If I want to give that particular writing to someone to show them this is what I wrote, sometimes I do that. But I'm a words guy. I'm not an entertainer on YouTube. I do a lot of thinking, and I like mincing my own words on purpose to make things sound eloquent. I like poetry. Like, it's not something that I'm, looking at the world as this poetic thing. Quite the opposite. But there are those little moments of joy that you can put into a little little rhymey-timey thing. But yeah, I it's not that I think. I know that in the future I'll be publishing a book, and this book is going to be on Logic. And to give the general gist of what logic is, it's not what people think it is. Like, they say everyone has a logic. No, I say everyone has a logic, and you can't really, trust people's logic, because a lot of times they're working on false bases. So, like if I have any sort of false belief in the world, and the thing about false beliefs is you can't really, like, identify them readily. I can't just pull one of my false beliefs out of my hat and tell you what that is, because it's not something that really anyone wants, right? Nobody wants to have a false belief, or else you just root it out. But people do logic, their logic, even stupid people, everyone has logic. They use this logic as their decision-making process. So, like, if I think that trees are actually really small, and that the mesas of the world aren't actually rock formations, they're dead trees that were, miles across. If that's one of my false beliefs, A, I can't recognize that, and B, I'm going to change my worldview to fit that. Another false belief, and I just wrote something on this. I use this as an example, was flat Earth. Now, flat Earth is, people will defend that hand over fist, but there's a source to it. Like, you can go out into the world and you can find the first person who ever said this. It was the founder of Cornell University. Cornell University said, the church said, the earth is flat. So that's why the Catholic Church is always like, no, we never said the earth was flat. We've known the earth was round, or, some sort of ball. People are always like, well, there's like, like meteor strikes, so it's not perfectly round. It's like an apple or a pear or something, whatever. But the idea that it's just flat is nonsense, because it was just words put into someone's mouth, the church's mouth, no less. Cornell University. So I use that as an example for a rather particular thing, that if you want to buy my book in the future, I guess you can stay posted for that. Well, what else is there that I need to address? Yeah, maybe I'll start doing more of my, like, vlog content, because that's just the easiest thing to make. But really, it's not my driving force making YouTube videos. I'm not really about it. So yeah, but I do feel like this is kind of the rawest form of YouTube. Like, this is what YouTube is in its almost primordial state. People used to do a lot of this kind of content where it was just talking to a camera. It wasn't always this super high edited, and everyone's drawing frame by frame their stick figure cartoons. That it's not, cut to this shot, cut to this shot. This is what I think YouTube maybe ought to be, but it's certainly not what the incentive structure asks for. The incentive structure asks that I keep you engaged for as long as possible. So yeah, that's where we're at now. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for YouTube algorithm. If you thought this was good content, find other people who might think this would be good content. Thanks.